With signs that Vince McMahon has returned to WWE Creative and more, this is Wrestling Hub. My name is John and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Hub and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Hub Official and follow us on Twitter at Wrestling_Hub. Recalling how he and Randy Orton had issues back in 2013, Dogg said on his podcast, "At this point, me and Randy Orton, me, Billy Gunn, and Randy Orton are kind of butting heads a little bit. And it's just because Randy's the man, and he's been the man for a while. And Randy is the last one on the bus, and Randy is Randy. You know what I mean? I was young in sobriety, and I was older in my wrestling, and I was like, why are we waiting on him? If me and Billy are here, so should he. So that's my ego and my pride talking, and he has the same thing. He's an alpha with ego and pride too. We butted heads a little bit on that tour, but it was after that tour that me and him kind of saw each other and said, are we good, man? But it didn't help. We worked out some matches and it kind of perpetuated it even in the matches and the execution of the matches, or so I thought, and looking back, it was me being egotistical and thinking he should bow down. Oh, we're the old timers, you've got to bend a little bit, and he was saying, like, no, you bend. I get it, you know what I mean? Talking about the Young Bucks on the sessions, Jon Moxley revealed why fans may not like them, saying, I have a lot of respect for the Young Bucks or the Elite guys. The Young Bucks, for example, they didn't follow anybody's path. They created. They forged their own path. They did things their way. A lot of people don't like the Young Bucks for one reason or another, don't like Kenny Omega or whatever. They find all kinds of problems with them because the way they do things isn't the set pattern that they think it is, or whatever. A bunch of people just love to hate the Young Bucks because they hate themselves, I guess. These old timers and stuff. They like to give the Young Bucks and call them spot monkeys and super kicks and this and that. They hate the Young Bucks because that's their own issue, their own insecurities. The BCC, we are not that. That is not our problem with the Young Bucks or the Elite. We have a deep respect for what they have done in the ring. At some level, even a kinship with the Elite for the way they have forged their own path. I don't give a damn what anybody else thinks, because believe me, I give absolutely zero fucks about anything right now, so just remember that if any beef over the coming weeks on Dynamite or Rampages does escalate between the BCC and the Young Bucks and Kenny, we're not old guys with a podcast. Touching on why WWE did away with the wildcard rule, which allowed some stars from Raw to appear on SmackDown and vice versa, it was reported that we asked about the brand-to-brand invitational for some reason. It's dead. And a huge shocker, see, that's a joke, the brand-to-brand invitational is effectively dead, WWE sources tell Fightful. The move was one of many ideas, Raw Dark, wildcard rule, no commercial during breaks, that WWE implemented in order to boost ratings, and it was quickly forgotten and rarely referred to. Intermittently, when a wrestler would appear on an opposing brand, the brand-to-brand invitational would be referred to. Originally, the rule was to allow a talent from each brand to appear on the rival show once quarterly. One source indicated to Fightful that the idea was met with plenty of dissent backstage and creative. One member of creative told Fightful that they haven't personally heard the term brought up backstage at all in 2022, and don't expect to hear about it again unless this happens to jog someone's memory. Another source that has worked near creative said that the rule hadn't been brought up in the Triple H regime, and even Fox and USA Network have relaxed their insistence on distinctly different brands of late. As Jeff Jarrett recently faced off against Orange Cassidy for the international title, it seems there were plans to have him win the belt, as Ringside News reported. We were told that Jeff Jarrett was asked to beat Orange Cassidy, but he refused to beat him for the AEW International Championship belt. He did this because of his role as an executive in the company. Touching on her recent injury, Impact Knockouts champion Mickie James mentioned how long she might be out of action on Busted Open Radio. I'm good. I'm grateful. It could have been a lot worse. A broken rib, that's a couple of weeks. If I can just get healed up, it did suck. When you know when there is something wrong, it sucks and it's painful, but I feel better now than I did when it first happened. When they first looked at it, they were thinking it was a cartilage tear between the rib cage, and that would have been 3 months of healing time plus the comeback. I'm also grateful that it was just a broken rib. That means 6 to 8 weeks. We'll see what the doctor says. Talking to WESH2 News, Rey Mysterio spoke about his plans to retire by 50 in WWE, saying, "I've always had this number in mind, and it just kept getting higher and higher every single time just because how great my body has been feeling and overall, how since my schedule slimmed down, I feel like this energetic person that loves to go in there and perform on a once-a-week basis. Just brings out a different type of energy. But I had 50. 50 was the number that I said I was. I cannot and I don't think I will go past it. But to be able to be inducted and given such a prestige honor of being a part of the Hall of Fame, it's like the ultimate in your career. You always think that, hoping that one day when you retire, that offer is presented to you, but here it is, you know? I'm in somewhat of the peak of my career, maybe because I still feel great. I feel like I can compete on the level of other superstars, but overall, it's just a dream come true." Sticking with Rey Mysterio, he mentioned that he thought he had to be retired to get inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, telling the New York Post, "I was pulled aside by Triple H and he mentioned me, Rey, we would love to induct you into the Hall of Fame." It was very shocking to me. It was like, wow. I remember the first words that came out of my mouth were just like, "I'm not ready to retire." He's like, "No, it's not like that." I'm still having a hard time digesting it because Hall of Fames are supposed to happen when you retire, when you're getting close to retirement. I don't feel neither of them are close for me, but it's a huge blessing. I think I do have a number and I want to keep it at that, and my number is 50. I'm hoping at 50 I can go ahead and say it's been an incredible ride, and I think it's time for me to step back now. Giving a health update on Matt Jackson of the Young Bucks, Fightful noted that, "We can confirm Matt Jackson has a legit injury. We're told that he will miss quite a bit of time and was not at last week's AEW Dynamite. Despite Matt Jackson's injury, we're told there's a good chance he remains on television in some capacity." Touching on his current deal with WWE, Logan Paul said this on his podcast, "My contract ends this WrestleMania. My rookie year is about to be up, a good rookie year." On Sportsnet 590, The Fan, Edge revealed that he turned down an opportunity to work for another company before his WWE comeback. "There was an opportunity to leave WWE. Again, it's where I've spent my entire career outside of the indies. This year will be my 25th year with WWE since my television debut. Just having been there so long and understanding how it works, understanding the machine that it is, there's something to be said for that. There's also something to be said for trying something new and exciting, a new set of faces, and a new way for the way things work. I've always been a loyalist, though, in terms of that company. It's what I grew up watching and where I always wanted to get. What it boils down to is where I think I can have the most fun, honestly." When it comes to a potential sale for WWE, it seems that buyers are interested in bringing an executive back, with Fightful saying there were actually numerous sources related to rumored buyers who said that Stephanie McMahon could be a desired return. One source at Disney said, "These companies are doing their due diligence, they're following the news cycles regardless of their public levels of interest. They're aware of the things that would make audiences and staff happy. She seemed to bring a lot of positive to the company. The company's progression under Nick Khan was also played up." With WWE CEO Nick Khan previously telling CNBC that Vince McMahon is open to a sale that does not include him, Sean Ross Sapp reported that it's worth noting that both to higher-ups in WWE and to those close to him personally, Vince McMahon has claimed that he would be interested in a sale that didn't involve him staying with the company. McMahon has also downplayed rumors of influence on creative to claim to those close to him that he is back to either sell the company or oversee rights fee negotiations. Virtually every source connected with a company that has been rumored of interest was in agreement that if McMahon demanded to remain involved, it would negatively affect the sale price, leverage, and value of the brand moving forward. Speaking of Vince McMahon, this was said about signs of him being back in the creative department. Fightful reported recently that there were concerns among talent that Vince McMahon could have a bigger hand in creative than has been let on. WWE reps have vehemently denied that McMahon is involved, and McMahon has claimed to those close to him that he's there to oversee either new television rights, a sale, or both. However, there have been some red flags that have caused more concern for talent. Talent have noted that there are more rewrites the day of the show than usual under the Triple H regime. There have also been some strong indicators of characters and gimmicks being adjusted to a manner in which McMahon had previously preferred, that were relaxed or changed when Triple H took control. Some of these things have had an impact on morale. Talent have also mentioned that there has been extensive creative laid out that was adjusted at the last minute. However, no talent we've heard from has outright been told Vince is involved beyond giving input. When asked how involved Vince McMahon has been in WWE creative, CEO for the company Nick Khan told Sports Business Journal, not that involved. Triple H, Paul Levesque, is the head of creative. He was named the head of creative in August. Vince has respected that. He's embraced that. It's also his son-in-law, as I'm sure you know, so they have their own dynamic. And from my point of view, things have been terrific for the past couple of months since Vince returned. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later.